How's it, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Vaabs podcast. Yes, boy. Today we have a very special guest. You've heard of him a million times on this podcast. He never wanted to be here. Years and years of friendship later, we finally forced him through blackmail. Yes, boy. It's GOC. How's it, Greg?
Way better intro. I just said his name.
And then went right into how we met each other. So,
what kind of wait was this? Oh, we're only recording for 30 minutes because you guys already did the first segment.
It didn't record, so everyone we can talk about how we all met each other.
Okay, we can talk about how we met.
No, we don't have to.
Okay, thank
He
God.
wants structure. The lawyer wants structure.
I just said it's like I feel like it will be easier for me to settle in if I have a direction of where I'm going.
Well,
I don't know how you just run.
We don't. We have segments, just like your favorite one from long ago when you used to watch the podcast, Vaabs checks. Greg, tell the people what a Vaabs check is.
It's when the people message on your Instagram thing.
I love it.
On a Vaabs, like what do they feel about a specific topic?
Yes, that's the cleanest anyone's ever explained it, I'll be honest.
Is it?
Have you seen that?
I like to think I used to care a lot about explaining it.
Maybe you've just done it so often now.
No, I stopped caring. I used to run to that thing. The fans don't care anymore.
Yes, they do. They love the Vaabs checks. It's all we have to our name, so shut the fuck up.
Send us through.
So, first Vaabs check of the day comes from us because we come up with them, and by us I mean, David solely.
Hello.
But Vaabs check on drum and bass.
Yeah. Hey.
Good or bad start there?
I feel like it's not something that I would go out to find, but when I'm in it, it's a shitload of fun.
That's fair.
Like, yeah, I think it's one of those things where, especially when you're out, it's a nice pick me up. If the night is like, if you're tired.
You didn't want to go out at all.
I didn't want to go out at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to give him context?
Sure. Fuck, you made me nervous there. I was not expecting a call to action there. Drum and bass, it's a music group that's kind of like techno, but it...
A music group?
I'm joking.
I don't know.
Why am I nervous now? You made me nervous. We went to a drum and bass festival, concert event. Yes. We went to a drum and bass event on Friday. It's called Church at Sonnage, our most favorite place in the world, because it's dark and dingy in all the best places and for all the best reasons.
Because you can lamza on the dance floor, like David was doing plenty of.
I didn't lamza anything besides drinks. Fuck. And that's drum and bass. So it was Greg's first time, Dill's second time, and then our second time as well. But for a lot of people, it was their first time.
Our second time. I'm a merchant. I was there in the streets of Cape Town, the alleyways of Modular.
What's it, porta potties?
You know what the thing is? You never have to ask if someone went to Cape Town. They'll just fucking tell you.
Yeah, 100%.
Week. Fuck's sakes.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I just love the place for the lights. Those lights, man. The production. That's the event planning.
You've never been to that venue before?
No, I was telling you that it was like, it's insane that a place like that can exist and not rip off its customers. There are 1,000 places in Johannesburg that would charge 500 times more than that and give you less than half of the value. It's
because they don't care about your experience. They care about making money.
Yeah.
Listen, even drinks prices comparatively are nowhere near. I mean, obviously it's location and everything, but still, it's
but for me, location is less, man. Like there are certain places that just charge because of where they are.
I'm saying location.
No, I mean so I don't mean in terms of rent and meeting overheads and things like that. It's just I'm here, so I'll charge this.
Oh yeah. No, that's the whole of Sands note. You could be the worst bar in Santon, but you'll still charge like 40 rand a shot because it's like we're in Santon.
Yeah.
You're either gonna pay the price or leave and go somewhere else.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's disgusting. But that thing I was telling you about, what I wanted to convey was how I still can't wrap my head around how different the experience is to listening to that shit normal and then listening to that shit when you're out.
Yeah.
Like, it's still fucking, it's so weird to me.
I enjoy the adrenaline, the pick-me-up you get, because like you're saying, that pick-me-up there, it feels like you're on drugs, but it's just like it's not. Like you can just sit there and like just get energized from sounds.
But at the same time, just get exhausted as well.
Oh, fully. No, I was there.
Fuck,
I think I was there. It was an hour. I think we'd been there for just more than an hour. I thought we had been there for 4 hours. I checked my watch and I literally was like, I've got to do this like for another 4 hours now. Still, like I was like, oh fuck, this is gonna be a bit hectic. And then you had just gone home. And I was like, that guy was.
You sly bitch!
Can I tell you? Vibe check on the Irish fucking exit.
Irish exit, bro.
What's an Irish exit?
It's
You
what
leave
you
without
do.
telling anyone.
You just fuck off and you're like, hey guys, I'm in my bed. If you good, I'm like, I swear to God, he just went to the bathroom.
My thing is this: whenever someone does an Irish goodbye, I always assume it's because they think that we're gonna try to convince them otherwise. But it's like you came out, you said that you weren't gonna come out, and you still did.
Yeah, like I was
you've
very
done more than
happy.
enough.
Put in a great shift.
But I feel like maybe you guys would think that, but then the second that I do try and leave, you're like, just wait until, because you guys kept on wanting me to stay and watch the last. You literally said go home and come back at midnight
You did say
to
that.
watch the. That
No,
whoever
that's.
was playing
But I'm
there.
funny though. Like that was a joke. No, it's because I thought you weren't gonna come at all. So I'm like, if you don't come at all, at least come see the last act because they don't play in Joburg like every
time.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, pull through.
I mean, I was really happy in my bed, so.
Fuck you. I don't know how you do it. Not go out,
I mean, I was out. I was there. I was in the streets.
but not in the street. When last did you have a bender? Actually, let's discuss.
I went to a champagne festival and
Got
drank a
blitter.
lot of champagne.
Champagne drunk's the best drunk, man.
Oh,
It's a what?
It's the best drunk.
Yeah, no.
It's the best you can be.
Just the
You think
hangovers
that you're
horrendous.
making millions. You're there putting stocks out you'd never even owned.
I've only seen people get messy when they're It's like wine drunk, but on steroids.
I think because champagne just has it's got a different vibe. It's got a different attitude to it. You know, it's like
No, but
it's not just
spicy.
wine. It's,
Okay.
it's carbonated wine.
Because it doesn't stain your teeth. That was my biggest problem when I got wine drunk, because I would just smile and it's just like ga ga ga. Because I got big teeth, so it accentuates it.
No. I'm sorry. God damn, that's jokes. But do you guys want to get into some of the viewer vibe checks from our viewers? Let's send in vibe checks for you, Greg.
I mean, no one knows I'm here, so.
Huh?
No one knows I'm here.
Oh, well, you can answer them as if they did know you were here. These were specially sent in for you, Greg. We hidden our story from you. So, the first vibe check, not really a vibe check, from Cameron Prowse. He says, socks, shoes, socks, shoe, or sock, sock, shoe, shoe.
So I used to be sock, shoe, shoe.
Yeah.
But I've started doing sock, shoe. It's
You
actually
did
life
great.
changing.
You're a psychopath. Yeah,
Why?
you digress. You've gone back in human
Great.
evolution.
Digressed. No, you digressed.
Digress, yeah.
Digression.
Why is that a digression? Are you not trying to say regression?
You've
no.
regressed.
No, this is the computer boy.
digression. No, it's not. Digress is to go off path.
Yeah,
Regression
you've
is to-
digressed on the path of like evolution.
You've regressed.
Why sock shoe?
Because now, like, so you put a sock on, and then you put a shoe on, then you can put the foot down, and you're not getting your sock dirty, and your foot's not getting cold through the sock,
Hold up.
and so then.
Hi, but are you what? Huh? Are you telling me that you stand and put your shoes on?
When you're sitting, even just like this, when you're sitting down.
Why would you want to put your foot back down? It's not that hard.
So I must not put socks on like this. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
I see it. I see the error of my ways.
Yeah.
Must I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Digress is
No, not digress.
leave the main subject temporarily in speech or writing.
Like if you like
I have digressed a little bit from my point. That's the example. What was the other one you had? Regress.
The one that I had was regress.
Regress is return to a former or less developed state.
No.
He was right.
Yeah, that's the intent.
Regress.
that David had.
This is what I hate about getting smart people on this podcast. So
You're
everyone,
so smart.
hey buddy, you do well.
You got a collar.
And look at his pants he's wearing.
None of us have. How? Someone panned down to a picture of Greg's crotch.
Don't do that.
We're putting
I
that
allowed
one
to look at
behind
Dul?
a
Am
paywall.
I'm not allowed.
You're allowed to look at Dul. He's here.
Yeah, but he's like the behind the scenes guy, backstage.
Oh yeah, Dul's here.
Hey.
Are you recording?
Wait, he's gonna voice note you. Just play this through the mic quick. Just quickly. That'd be so funny.
I'm just going to keep this on actually. But yes, I am recording because, yes.
So
I'm
you
recording
guys-
through my phone right now so everyone understands what's going on. Yes, I am recording.
Say it one more time.
I'm recording.
Great content.
Everything is recording. We are recording. Good stuff.
So you guys are sock, shoe guys.
I get distracted too much. Like I'm like a sock and then look at my phone and then when I realize like I've completely gone off.
I think you need a bit of Ritalin there or something.
Hey boy, boy, I'll be right there with you. You don't have to do this alone.
Bro, my fucking attention span shorter than a goat's at this point. It's so fucking annoying.
That's definitely a saying that people say.
Yeah. I feel like it's TikTok. It's all the TikToks.
I don't watch TikToks, but yeah.
I don't
You
believe
watch
that.
reels, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's literally, it's
That's-
doing, it's
that's-
numbing your brain in the exact same way.
I think we need to have a cleanse altogether. I've never deleted my Instagram like you guys do.
It's really freeing.
I don't know
It's
how you do
very
it.
soul-fulfilling and then you're
Crushing.
bored.
It's beautiful. When I deleted my Instagram account when I was younger and I didn't think I needed it, I had a great couple years.
That was impressive because you didn't like.
Years?
You didn't.
delete it for years.
Yeah.
That was a
He-
long
and he
time.
didn't
That was
s-
just after matric, wasn't it?
100%.
You didn't even like soft delete it. Like keep it there. You said it's done for.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm-
let someone take my name.
I am dumb about that though. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wish
it
I
was.
hadn't because there were pictures on there that I don't even remember that I can't get back. So I was like, I wish I didn't do that. Like I'll never permanently delete anything ever again. Like the memories are too
Yeah,
important.
I see that.
People must be so confused when you fucking disappear off Instagram. Like there must be like at least one person in this world that like looks for you. Like I've done it. Like even when you
Yeah.
don't tell people that you're deleting it, I try to tag you, and I'm like,
You're not
for
there.
fuck's
Do you know how
sake,
many pictures I just find randomly on people's Instagrams and I'm like, I'm there. Oh.
you can still get tagged in someone's photo if you've deleted your account.
No, not if you've deactivated it because then you
No.
disappear.
See,
Yeah.
all I do is just remove it off of, like I delete the app. I don't
I can't do
delete
that.
the account.
Because I just reinstalled the app. It's very easy. The one thing Huawei makes easy for you. Oh, God, it's painful. But what was I going to say about deleting? Ross is gone. Did you notice?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, you see?
I only knew he was gone because Todd was posting something with him and then he didn't post.
I just always see that Instagram user in my DMs. I'm like, who's this? But I always know who it is. But yeah.
Bonditis. What even is it?
They're talking about Ross.
Have you seen Todd's
Instagram.
username? Yeah.
Bonditis.
Bonditis. I don't even know what it means. I haven't even asked him.
I asked him. He won't give me an answer.
Bondits.
It's probably like a
Maybe it's like an army
inside
thing.
joke thing.
Yes or no? Is it a...
not, is it?
No, I don't fucking know. You know.
God forbid.
Oh, good fuck's sakes. Fuck's sakes.
They're gonna know who my family is. They're gonna know there.
Oh, God.
Fuck.
Mainly in this episode, I wanted to talk about two things. One, drum and bass, because fuck's sakes. And two, is Vaabs on alcoholism being the culture of our country. Because why is it Easter weekend and every man is like, bender, 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 bender?
Yeah, I don't know.
Non-stop Thursday through
Bro.
to Monday.
Bro.
Yeah, it's actually quite crazy. I was talking to a friend or a colleague, friend, whatever, and she was basically just telling me about her weekend and also like Thursday to Sunday, ruined.
It was such a mess, bro.
So, and I was like, yeah, the streets saw me as well.
Yeah,
I
and the
wasn't-
streets hardly see you.
Yeah, but I wasn't like I didn't drink.
I think on Saturday, if you came with different energy,
Yeah.
David, you would have been obliterated by the end of the night.
Probably, yeah. Wait, the fest?
Yeah.
You think so?
I rate fully.
I
It was
don't
such an
think so.
easy environment to lose yourself in.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
so.
could have easily. I was even gonna say like vibe check on Saints Fest versus like when you're young and old, because I remember when we were like just in high school and like you were there like struggling to get into the beer tent. I imagine getting in there scot free.
Yeah.
Can I tell you how jarring it was? I was at my place of work today, and there was someone there that said, they were like, "Yeah, we enjoyed the Saints Fest. It was very cool over the weekend." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. He's probably got kids there. Like, that's awesome." And then he's like, "Yeah." And then the person he was talking to was like, "Oh, why'd you go?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm an old boy, you know. So we just all go meet." This man is like 60 years old, bro. Like close to 60 at least. I was like, yo. I was like, that's hectic.
That's pushing passion right there.
That's passion.
Hey!
He doesn't even have kids, dude.
His name's probably on a founder's board somewhere in that school.
It must
Like,
be.
there's a
It must
field
be.
named after him, I'm sure.
To go back at that age. But he was even saying, like, he goes back with the boys. Like,
The men,
The boys.
the geriatrics.
It's so odd to me, bro. But
And they
it's
probably
interesting.
have benders as fuck as well.
Yeah, in the beer tent. Those are the people that are in the beer tent. It's not parents. It's
Yeah.
old boys.
It was so weird because on the one side of the beer tent, it was like a fucking time machine
Yeah.
where you'd walk through it, and you'd get inside and it's just kids. And you walk through this fucking beer tent in the middle, and then it's literally like 80-year-olds, 60-year-olds.
But all those old guys were sitting on the side of where like the rugby fields are.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
they
yeah.
actually came to get drunk and watch rugby.
Yeah,
Whereas
fair.
young people
Everyone
just
else
came to get
came.
drunk.
Full groove.
Yeah.
Did you guys see a lot of people that you knew there?
Yeah.
Oh, we did. We saw quite a few.
You did. You're famous.
That's a lie.
Who was
More famous
there?
than me. Are we allowed to say their names?
I mean, you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Yeah, we can always just block it out.
If you don't want them to know that you were there. Oh, yeah. I saw it. I saw it in the road once on the way to work.
What?
Dude, and I literally, it was one of those situations where I turned left. I saw her and I was like, double take, look at her again. And then she's just going, with her like mouth wide open, waving at me and shit.
Wait, I feel like we just.
Now I have to cut it, you dick. And I was like, oh, hey. And then I was so awkward because like you can't keep your window down at that point, right? You have to open it and speak to them. So I like slowly went and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And this is like traffic, right? So I'm like, yeah.
Are you both in traffic or
How
are they
you?
walking?
She's
Standing
walking.
in the road.
No, man, she's in her car.
Oh!
You guys are.
You said you saw in the.
In
You
the middle
literally
of the
said in the
road.
Okay,
road.
sorry, okay.
She's just there vibing, like
Fuck's sake.
dodging traffic.
That's my worst thing. Like when people want to talk to me, especially when they're on the other side, because I've still got the wind down windows. As long as you get a wind down on that side. So I have to stretch past. I'm like, I don't want to tell people like come this side. Then if you want to talk, or I'll reverse, and then we can. It's a lot. I don't like it.
Can I tell you, even when we get like, we're going from paddle, we obviously drive out the same way. And sometimes we'll stop next to each other. And also, that's just so awkward. Like, we've just seen each other, but it's still awkward. Like, because you just kind of look at each other and smile, or it's a zap, or it's something so
That's why I
unnecessary.
always stop behind someone if I'm following them anyway. I'm always like, I'm not going next to you.
But I mean, I know the door's gonna drive away at like 100 km an hour, so.
I do it so I don't have to stay next to you.
We used to have, back in the old studio, we used to have a fucking good pathway exit where you'd slow down so that you could wave at me and then I'd go by. Oh, silly,
His
bro.
house.
Your crib.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like,
I would just stay behind Level the whole way until, like, by Monty. Then he would go straight, and I'd turn left.
But we'd always make sure to wave goodbye again.
lives in us. We live in us.
What is he saying?
He's saying we also have a
me
cool
being
thing
salty.
after. So jarring.
He wasn't saying words, so.
But now that you're here, you can defend your people, huh? Vaabs check on gents who play paddle. Huh?
What do you mean? Your people are here!
He doesn't. He doesn't cast.
He literally plays tournaments. I feel like he's far more.
Bro, it's gonna be the most hectic vibe check ever.
Wait, is paddle a euphemism for something?
No.
David went, Because the way he said it was hectic. We thought you were gonna be like, gays. How?
Well, now that you are here. Well, at least now you can do it together so that we don't just gang up on him and seem like bullies.
Have you
It's
guys
so much
gotten
fun.
lucky because of paddle?
I've never gone there thinking that this is why I'm playing paddle.
There are some baddies
There's
though.
so many attractive
this is
people.
what I was saying earlier about
So
your podcast.
straight, eh?
So straight.
It's so
Hi,
straight.
boy. There can also be baddies that are niggas. Hi, boy. But it is just attractive people who play paddle.
Yeah, it seems
from
like
what
a
I
very
see on
privileged
IG.
sport. It's like banding.
Thanks.
Badminton?
Thanks, guys.
Badminton.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, look at us go.
Mingers.
No, it's not anything to you. It's you can still pretend to be rich.
They're Caucasian and white. And
But
they
you said
think
we're
that they're
baddies
fucking-
though.
Oh,
Yeah. That's what we're first bumping.
Listen, I think yes, it was. I think you guys need to play because I think you'll get addicted.
my problem is that you've had quite a bit of a head start, and
No,
even
you
if you
see. So
You
this
should.
is why it's great. People know me. I'm sure that I don't do physical activity. Like I'm just
Physical
shut
activity.
up. As I said it. Yeah, so I don't do any form of physical activity because I'm just generally bad at sports. But paddle's one of those things that you don't have to be good.
I hate that you say that though. Like with spike ball and everything, like you get this weird like.
He does have coordination. But like all of you have good coordination. No, it is.
I was
It's
gonna
good
be like,
coordination.
he's like, he has basic coordination.
I
That's
didn't
why
say
he's good
basic.
to-
Do you see? Greg, don't turn on me.
No,
It's
no,
Dave.
I wasn't even turning it on against Greg. I was saying against us. Like it's. Like,
No,
it's like a
I'm not tuning you. You need coordination in physical activity in general. So if you have good coordination, you're already way above someone who doesn't, right? You have general skill. So if you've got coordination, you can develop your skill way faster than someone else that doesn't, right? And I know all of us have coordination. We all can throw a ball, we can catch a ball, we can hit something with the bat. So the fact of the matter is, Greg still plays his fucking backhand with the under fucking wrist thing.
Greg is the most unorthodox player of any sport I've ever seen
Like
in
his
my
body
life.
wants to be left-handed, but his other body says, no.
But it's the whole body. It's the kicking his chest. It's the monkey claw feet. It's so much.
Maybe I feel like it's a defensive tactic. Like I can't play with a backhand. I just physically can't do it, so I have to compensate somehow.
By remixing your wrist and elbow.
Literally.
Hectic.
No, but it is
you guys
fun.
should do it. Yeah.
We must go play a full ball with just us, actually.
Leb's actually locked in. I don't know if I told Cody. I never told you. Leb's I can never remember what he had to do, but I had to
glad
do
you
something
got
with Leb's. And then he was like, if you do this for me, I will never say no to a game of paddle. And the opportunity hasn't presented itself yet, but
Ask me how worth it was for me. It's not worth it.
what did we do?
I keep telling you and you
I keep forgetting. I just always obsess about the fact that I'm going to play paddle with you one day.
remember that time we went to that class.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Oh,
Shit, that was a low point.
that was a high point. I was gassed.
In
Now
the
it's-
moment.
Now it's so low. It's so low.
Yeah, the things Lebs does for baddies.
I'll never do it.
Oh yes, yeah, I remember.
Who's this guy?
I wasn't there, but I've seen the story. Sea war tights.
What's the dumbest thing you've ever done for a baddie? I just need to feel like I'm surrounded by peers.
I don't know.
Or like the most down bad thing.
Yeah, what's the most down bad you've ever been?
Because down bad usually means you're doing something dumb as well.
Just horny shit.
Not horny.
Down bad is literally like I'm.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever gotten to.
You've never done like something
I-
over the top.
Here's it. Are you a city boy? In
What
this,
does that mean?
it means that are you like everything gets done for you? People pay for you to take you out. They'll
No,
drive
no,
you where they go. Okay.
Maybe drive. Maybe
I
drive.
feel
But
like he's a bit of a city boy.
Greg's such a city boy.
I feel like I mean, I don't have a bad car, but I don't like. People have better cars than me, so
he's such a city boy.
I don't think I am. I think I just.
Equal
Just get lucky.
opportunity.
Yeah, I feel like I just get lucky, and it's not like when I go out, people pay for me. Like we always split the bill, and
I've seen
It's very-
multiple people buy you shots when we're out. And
but
it
that doesn't count.
No, it counts because have you ever bought people shots? No, why? Because you're ling.
No,
you're ling and a skellum.
I tell you, Greg, I pay for every single shot I've ever bought.
Ugly boy.
But a Babylon, you don't.
Like I said to you. Like what I said to you over here,
What?
it applies.
What'd you say?
Oh, he says that he's attractive for gay guys, but unattractive for women. Which now, saying that out loud, I feel like is homophobic.
I never said I never said that. Okay, we're cutting that out. Fuck you.
Why is that homophobic?
Because he's saying that he's ugly.
He's saying
so
that
gays
no.
will gays will settle for.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Hectic. Should I?
No, it depends. No, it depends
No.
on what you value. Like what you value your looks as. So it's like, do you value it on that side or the other side?
What's that mean now?
It's like, do you base on how attractive you are against other people to men or women?
No, gotta elaborate.
I think you're saying the same thing again and again in different ways.
No,
Like you
it's
haven't explained
it's like-
anything.
So
It's still brown.
If I'm
you know
more
what I mean?
attracted to gay
Like-
men, maybe that's the way I want to sit. So then, for me, I'm hot in my own head.
Am I the only one that's
You know, I was about to save him. What he just said, he doesn't know where he is.
Cut that out.
How
We're
could I
cutting it
find
out. Fuck's sake.
How can I find you when
I
you
don't
don't
even
know
want-
where you are?
You guys live your life.
You know what I thought you were trying to say?
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to say is that, like, obviously different people find different things attractive.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe for women, height is a very big thing, but for men, it's not. So that's why men would find you more attractive than women would.
For men, it is still a thing.
Yeah, you're just shallow though.
Okay, wait, can you come up with an example that it's different? Or you think at least it's different for women and gay men? That they look for in a man. In a man, yo, English.
In a man.
I don't know.
What do you find attractive? Height, I agree. I think is both.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's the scales are a lot less though.
What do you mean?
Like I feel like the amount of men that care about height versus the amount of women that care about height are different sets.
No, I feel like it's relatively the same.
How do you know?
How did you know?
You're because he's a tall man. He's never had to care about this even.
Yeah, so I have witnessed people struggle. Like, I don't know.
Just because you. See, this is what I'm saying. Tall people feel like they can fucking tell us how the world works, and this is what gets me. Fuck you. No, because actually, no, purely. With me, I'm a short man, but men will approach me all the time, not caring about my height.
Yeah, but because you're attractive.
Why don't women approach me then? Oh, look whose point just got
You got
fucking
me
proven.
But no, that's also bullshit, because women do approach you.
They do.
Compared.
Do you really want to do this? Fuck you. The ratios are definitely.
You work in a gay bar.
Hey, Guababas, you know.
before I started working there.
Still, men.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you worked in a so that's not. You worked in a salon before.
Even
Some
without people knowing I work in the salon.
So I feel like that in the workplace there is kind of like a basic instinct thing that kind of takes over, like, because you want to succeed at your job, you want to be the best, and I think a lot of times people they judge you on your first appearance, on your initial appearance, and if you're like a tall big guy, I feel like people will probably take you a bit more seriously. Maybe it's my own biases,
No, I think the same.
but yeah.
Because a lot of the people in my workplace as well, literally like 6 foot is a minimum requirement. How did I sneak in there? I'm 5'2". That's how. Anyway, but yeah, for some reason it's so weird. I have naturally more hesitation when I speak to those people than I do if I'm looking at you like eye to eye.
Yeah.
It's a weird level of like respect and domination that looking up does. Jeez, how fucking tall is
But, dude, I'm not joking. Like 90% of the people in my workplace, like 6'2" and above,
Yeah.
in like high positions.
I mean, I feel like I've noticed because I generally slouch, like I don't have good posture, but when I'm at work, I feel like I
Pump it up a
actively
bit.
try and stand straight.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what I read is apparently like also people think you're more professional, or at least doing more shit, if you always seem like you're in a hurry wherever you're going. Like not running, but like when you walk at pace. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck that is. I think it's mainly because it's just like if people see you lazing around, like kind of dawdling to where you're going to, they're like, oh, he's catching vibes. But if you're moving faster, obviously the converse should be true. Ever since then, I've been booting across my office 10 times. Fucking Usain and the boys. Yeah.
I used to basically sprint across Santon when I worked there. Didn't lead to anything. Didn't get any benefit.
Where were you sprinting to?
Exactly.
They need to see you sprinting.
I feel like it has to be in your workplace. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to be sprinting on the sidewalk
He's
outside.
doing suicides up and down the salon.
David, please help this client. I'm just so busy. I'm just so busy.
He was sprinting to the Krispy Kreme and back.
I just need to take a... No, you guys.
Now we can take a break. Quick. What do you need to do?
Fuck. So
What's the time?
it's up past. Fuck.
How much longer do we
Go, we can take it, bro.
Hey guys.
Just tell everyone why you're leaving.
I'm not going to tell people why I'm leaving.
David has to leave.
Tell them.
He has a doctor's appointment.
At 7 o'clock at night.
With Dr. Love. Ooh, Dr. Lamza. So Greg and I are going to take over this podcast.
I feel so bad though. Fuck's sakes, okay, I'm going to go out.
Do you want to wear my clothes?
No, I need to
Do you want to wear my clothes?
No.
Just jump in the shower. We got you.
I mean, I've got clothes. Were you looking at me?
Oh, yeah, he does have clothes. He's living here now.
This is not going to work.
It's not going to help relatively because
I've-
he still needs to shower and stuff. Yeah, I
I've still got a
suppose.
very big situation. Not that sounds terrible. I want to prep for this.
For what?
What you
Where you
Doctor's
going?
appointment.
Oh, he's got... Okay.
He's going to do a bit of landscape.
Grooming of the dog.
Done already. Please, for the love of God, don't keep this in.
So what do you have to do? Push-ups?
Probably.
Yeah, most likely. I'm good.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, hey.
Don't do this. I've been here every Tuesday for the past year.
You have.
I leave early once, and now I'm made to feel like this.
Keep going.
How do you really feel about the situation?
I'm done. I'm going home now.
No, you're not.
Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Greg, for coming. Yeah.
We're still going to be here.
Tuesday.
You guys, that's
David, just get out of here, bro.
I love you guys so much. Thank you for understanding, by the way.
Remember what that lady said to us? So, I don't even care. Greg and I went to Saints Fest this weekend, and then one of our old primary school teachers was there. Yeah? Like, letting us in.
I'll cut it.
Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yes, do you see how quickly he remembers?
I
would've-
remember her, but I don't remember what she looks like. I don't remember how she plays in our life. Like,
She was a maths teacher, then she was principal. She's principal.
No, she doesn't. She works at Saints now.
yeah.
Oh, mad.
Yeah, crazy, eh?
Who's principal?
Of Saints. I don't know. I've never
Yeah,
known.
no. Fuck's sake.
Fuck's sakes. Anyways, so she was busy talking to us because I was like, oh shit, did you teach a Brian? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh fuck's sakes, I know you. And then she's like, well, you guys are all like big and grown, like you're men now and you're scary. And then I was like, she's seen divorce. But is that a genuine thing? Do you think that when you grow up, people are just like, you're men, so you're kham now? Or do you think it's people who have...
Did she say it in that way?
I think Lebs is dealing with some internal trauma.
The only trauma is that we couldn't find her afterwards.
And Lebs looked.
Yes.
I did. It was fun.
We drove to a separate part of the school to look for her.
Can we talk about this? Yeah. No. Because it was just I was whiling. Do you not have a list in your head of people that you couldn't have when you were younger that you want now? Like not even aggressively younger. I mean like even first year or second year. Like
There are teachers.
no, just anybody in this life that you're like, I wanted to chop you back then. I couldn't. And now I'm confident. I'm breaded. I'm up. So now I can.
Surely there must be a lot of men from high school. Not.
Yeah, we went to 4A's high. All the gents were
Yeah.
All puts.
Yeah, like it's not a very nice environment.
And in uni? No one in uni that you were like,
I'm trying to think. Maybe like if I give me like 5 working days to think about it.
Oh, yeah, strong.
But
That's how
that's how
podcasts
content
work.
I'm sure there is. Look, I'm sure there is, but I just can't think of anyone now.
You think of your first uni crush.
There is someone,
There is it.
but I never spoke to him ever, and he was like 2 years ahead of us or something. And we happened to share a class by chance, and one of my friends, Gabby, also had a thing for him.
Hectic.
But she also never spoke to him or knew him or anything like that. He was just, like when you see someone walking on the side of the street, like, damn, there's the love of my life, and then they're gone.
That was my entire uni experience. Every day I'd see a new person I was in love with.
At your university?
Yeah, because contrary to what you believe, even though it was so small, there was you would see a new person like every day. Can bring it down.
Still said it needs to be by my mouth.
Yeah, well. But yeah, I feel like
Just a little bit down and then it's fine. You can just put it closer, like put it on your chin.
yeah, there's it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's perfect.
Is it now? Okay.
But yeah, I feel like everybody has it. You have it as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's for me. Mine is just a very long list. That's the only fault that I have. Is that I was very unapproachable when I was younger.
Have you done anything to change that list?
No,
Okay.
I've not worked on it at all. I just like to be in the moment and see. What? I just want to.
When you come across them by chance once in 13 years, and you're like, well, this is...
You'd be surprised how often I come across some of the people on my list.
Is it that long?
Yeah, you just go to a loaf on a Friday, my G.
I was gonna say, surely there must have been one person you've hooked up
That
with.
I wanted back then that I couldn't have because I had guababas, and now
You've hooked up with.
no, I still have guababas.
No, I'm sure you've hooked up with at least one of them. Like, I feel like you're being biased now because it's not that big of a deal anymore because you have.
Let me think.
You see,
No.
It's difficult.
It's difficult to think of
Yeah.
specific people, but I'm thinking of lamzas. I don't even remember. Do you remember every person you've lamsed? Is it bad?
No.
Yeah. Bashed?
I feel like, yeah.
What was that
Hey, Greg, what's your body count, buddy?
No, we had this conversation the other day and he just lied.
Yeah, that's what he was. Oh, he wasn't
I
there.
wasn't
He
there.
Yeah, he
wasn't, so
wasn't.
he's roasting me.
Yeah.
Without even knowing.
Yeah, even deeper.
Why is it big?
No.
It's just he doesn't know what it is.
How do you not know what it is?
Because I don't know to what extent you want this podcast to go in terms of depth or meaning.
Take it there, Greg.
But because it's like, what is your interpretation of sex? And like,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Oh,
Fair
yeah.
enough.
so like penetrative sex. Yeah, I don't have that many. Like my body count is not that high.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's so weird to me that it was always defined as penetrative.
I hate that word though. Like it
Yeah.
sounds rough.
Yeah, it sounds like come now.
It sounds hard. Like you have to penetrate.
No,
Doesn't
it's like
sound
you're not
hard.
really penetrating, you're just finding your way. Just finding your way.
Maybe that's the problem, Libs. You're just trying to
Lips
find
thinks
your
he's
way.
Dorothy on the yellow brick road.
Dora. Dora, Dora, Dora. The Explorer.
My heels twice and I'm gone. Fuck
So yeah, my body count's not that high.
Yeah, that's interesting though. It's an interesting topic.
What's your body count, Dor?
You see, so if you take into consideration your meaning of non-penetrative, I don't know. I've never counted before.
Yeah.
I've never had a reason. This is what I also found interesting, because I remember we had this conversation anyways a while back, and when you brought it up, I was like, the reason people keep a body count is because society tells them to keep a body count. I've never kept a body count of anything else that's not sex, because I've never had a reason to. No one's ever going to ask me. Why must I count?
How many people have you kissed? No one cares.
No one cares.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. So why do we keep
Imagine
record of
having-
a body count? It
Imagine
makes no
having
sense.
a body count of 0, but everybody knows your girl. Like she's not slept with anybody, but everybody knows her. Because he's a serious lamza. Like Greg, not slept with that many people. But if you asked how many people he's kissed, the whole
But I
of
don't think
Joburg knows Greg.
No, that's bullshit. Because I feel like that's and the nature of our age bracket, our group. Like,
What the people have just kissed a lot. by now. Yeah, and it's not deep to kiss.
I mean,
fondness.
relatively, and I mean the word relatively compared to other people. Like, I know people who have made out with a different person every weekend at like a minimum one, like max 3 in one night. You know what I mean? And they're going out Friday, Saturday. I feel like we, compared to that,
100%,
very low.
Even the way like Nikki and them move, it's so crazy to think that they physically couldn't count. Like I feel like sure, it's hard to count how many people leave lums at, but they physically are like I don't even remember. Like
I genuinely am just scared of diseases.
yeah,
Like I don't trust people. I think people are generally dodgy.
dirty.
Yeah.
My thing was always like I never put weight on like the hookup. I always put weight on who it was with. You know, if that makes any sense. So it was like, it wasn't like this is gonna sound terrible, but like an achievement for yourself, like a hookup, because it was never like, if it's a random, I don't feel fulfilled at all. Like it's like the thing, you know, when you're in love with someone's personality way more than what they're attracted to, right? Like if someone's attractive, if I kiss them, I'm like, that's cool. But like if I know them and I've been trying, it's way more satisfying.
Yeah.
So I feel like I never like to hook up randomly, because it's like, for me it was just like, what's the point? I'd rather chat to them and then hook up a day later.
Because then you know them.
That wasn't a day.
Like, wow.
At least their surname.
I've been working towards this for so long. Yeah, no, I hear that. Do you have that thing as well where it's like almost, it doesn't matter the quantity, but the quality of people that you pull, if that makes sense? So it's like, you can have like 1,000 body count, but what are you actually pulling? Like randoms on a night out, or like people who have morals and value? Well, they can have morals and values.
Yeah. Because that's like, it's an interesting like dichotomy. It's like, just because someone is hooking up with 1,000 people doesn't mean that they or the people that they're hooking up with have any less moral value or whatever than you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have more because you're a prude. Lums up more.
Yeah, look at
Cheat.
that. Don't cheat. Cheating's horrible.
This is why we need Greg on this podcast.
Like, it's a voice of reason and hypocrisy. Oh, God, damn.
Tough times, eh? Sure.
Bro.
Sure.
I feel like I was talking to someone the other day as well, because I feel like just on the topic of like lumsing and who you with, I feel like dating is so scuffed these days. I was talking about it like last night actually, but it's just like the way that dating culture is, it's just so shit.
Why?
Because it feels very quick, like it has to be very like, I don't know, like rushed almost. Like it's like, I'm seeing you this week, I should see you next week, I should see you the week after, I should see, you know what I mean? And it's like, even then you're asking questions, even in my head sometimes, because I don't want to be in a relationship, but at the same time I'm like, when I start seeing somebody, for some reason I start asking those questions. When I'm like, what is this? Where is it actually going? Like why am I actually doing this if not to be in a relationship for fun? But also then I don't know, it's like a dichotomy or not a dichotomy, sorry, a problem that I have to work out in my own head. But at the same time, I feel like it's society where everybody is like, oh no, I went out with him, and oh, we video called afterwards, and oh, I'm meeting his parents, and oh, like just from majority of what I hear.
If you take into consideration the quantity of men that have availability to talk to the same person you're talking to, it's a lot more than back in the day. And I feel like you're competing with so many other men at the same time, and with obviously like social media, you can literally talk to someone instantly, where back in the day it was you had to wait for the weekend to see that person and actually develop a relationship. So I think naturally it was slower. But now, like, I don't know if you saw, there's a image that came out that I saw that was like the new defined bases, and it was like base, so like first base is kissing, second base is sex, third base is like second date, and then fourth base is meeting the parents. You know what I mean? Like it's actually switched completely, where like sex was the last thing you'd even think about. You'd like go through all these stages to get there. And it's so interesting because it's like almost completely flipped. It's just gone so fast.
So this is what I also
Very
find super interesting is like, I think statistically, especially Gen Z. So we're like on the cusp of Gen Zs, whatever.
It's us.
So statistically, like Gen Z and millennials are actually less likely to have as many partners, sexual partners, as generations older than us.
Less likely.
Less likely. But the way that people talk and the way that our society portrays our generation and everything, you would swear like everyone's just sleeping with everyone, and it's just
like you're missing
no
out.
holds barred. Yeah, but it's also things like drinking. Our generation is less likely to drink than older generations.
That's so
it's
interesting.
The portrayal of who we are as an age group is completely different to what, like, statistically. I mean, if you think about it, we don't drink. At least I feel like. I mean, I never drink at home. The only time I ever drink is when I go out with friends.
Yeah.
But it seems as though most people who are older than us will just have like a drink, glass of wine or something. Like, it's not like they're getting drunk at their homes, but they'll still have one drink at home, kind of thing. So the portrayal of who we are is very different to what maths tells us.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a widespread of information. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like we put weight on statistical data. I feel like we put weight on what we actually seeing at the moment. So, like, you go into social media, you see young people drinking, you go, oh, they're all doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And things like OnlyFans. Like, our generation, sure, are the people who are predominantly on OnlyFans. But it's such a small group of people. But it's so, like, blown out. Like,
yeah, that's so true.
OnlyFans, everyone's on OnlyFans. Everyone's got an OnlyFans account kind of thing. So
it's like sensationalism almost.
Yeah.
Like, just to push across a certain narrative. But who's pushing it? Is it us? Is it our generation who are the ones who are like, we need to speak about this more because, like, I can't think of a reason.
Well, I mean, we control our own content, so maybe it's just our content going out. That's then molding people's bias.
And maybe it's because now everybody has access to content. So if you think about it, back in the day, the only thing you could have was like your MySpace page or some shit, or like your own YouTube channel, or like your own Instagram. But now it's like everybody can have an Instagram, a TikTok, a Snapchat, a Facebook, a YouTube, a podcast. You know what I mean? It's so accessible to everyone. Yeah. Are we just hearing more about it?
I think so, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it was always there, is what I'm saying.
And if not even more, I think.
Yeah.
Like, to Greg's point, like, I feel like there's so much stuff that is like on the come down. Like Greg says, like alcohol, cigarettes. Obviously, we vape now, but there's, alcohol, cigarettes, like maybe even sex. I think like even having kids is less at the moment. Yeah. On like a wide scale. So like the population downsizing is on a decrease. But I do feel like everything's just going to do this, like constantly. And like if you look at the history, it all just fucking does this, right? And I feel like we're just in a period on like a mass downward scale that we're seeing it quite hectically. But it's because I think we're starting to reason the last 10 years that we've been alive, if that makes sense. So like it's almost like bias again. So we're starting to associate our last 10 years with how different it is now. And we can only do that because we've lived the last 10 years. Did that make sense?
I'm a bit confused.
So like the only reason we're deeping it so much is because we knew what was before. Someone right now is going, no, vape. We just vape. Yeah. No one's going, no one vaped 10 years ago. But it's because, and I think we think about it so much and we put weight on these things because we did know the past and we did live it.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
It does make sense. What I was thinking about the same thing is like how people now are going to find things or consume things. So there's this one artist, he's a TikToker. His name's like Jake, but the A is a V.
Yeah, he's a brilliant songwriter.
Yeah,
but
love his music.
Love it.
Love.
Do you listen to his actual songs, like, or do you watch his videos?
No, his actual songs on Spotify.
Because for me,
his videos irritate me.
For me, yeah, the videos are jarring, and I don't listen to his music either. The point I'm trying to make,
I'm not surprised you don't listen to his music.
For some reason, his come up doesn't make sense to me because it was completely on TikTok, right? So fair play to him. He found his audience and people stream his songs and all of that. But he doesn't feel like a big name artist to me. And I wonder why.
So I don't know if this is true. It could be complete bullshit off of social media again. But that the song the song that he blew up on, Golden Eyes or Golden Hours or whatever it's called.
There was a song before that he blew up on. But that one blew up even more, definitely.
So apparently, maybe it's a different
Golden
song.
Hour.
Golden Hour. I think it's that one, or it could be another one. But like the way he sings it, like the keys in his voice, like it just doesn't, it shouldn't make sense, or doesn't make sense the way that he sings the song. But yet he's singing it in that way, and I think maybe that's why people are.
Maybe like the harmonies are like not supposed to go together.
Yeah, like it's people are without realizing it, realizing that this guy's got such a niche way of performing music that they're interested in him, even if the music is shit.
Yeah, face. But does he have? But then the question is, does he have longevity in that? Like, I don't know. Just
he's been on Ellen.
Yeah, to be fair.
I feel like his come up is very similar to Charlie Puth's in the way of like the perfect pitch thing. I feel like that skyrocketed him because that's pure talent.
I
right?
don't think it was the perfect pitch thing that sent him to the moon. I think a lot of his fans didn't know he had perfect pitch for a long time.
Sorry, my point is he had talent. He has raw talent that like that's what people even without knowing were consuming.
Oh, yes.
And I think Jake's the same thing. It's just so good that your ears love it because it makes sense.
Like it's one of those things that your body recognizes it, your brain doesn't. Your body values it, your brain.
And I think that's why Ariana's the same, because she's also fucking amazing with like her like
vocal range.
Correct, but like her orchestrated. It's not the right word. You know what I'm saying? Like the way she puts her songs together in terms of the harmonies and stuff is so fucking complicated and difficult that other people just don't even start to think about that. That is what separates the best producers from the least producers. Like those who just know what's gonna go together and how to just progress, you know. And you must watch her her back behind the scenes things for songs. She's incredible, bro. She'll listen to something and go, okay, we need this. Like, please, can you do this? Drop that. Do this. And she'll like add harmonies as she's going. It's just insane. And she'll do like what I noticed about Jake is he does a semitone harmony, which is fucking almost impossible to even know. So generally, like you do like a full octave harmony most of the time. Your brain picks up a full octave. So like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but it's that, right? So
do it for the people.
A semitone.
Do it for the
gosh.
So it's like that's the same note, but it's a different octave, right? So there's a whole bunch of notes in between. That's not a harmony. That's just two different octaves. But then there's a note in between which complements this note. That's a harmony. But then there's a note in between that which still makes sense with these two notes. But to actually hear that semitone note that still fucking works that's the best. That literally what separates the best from the best. And that's like Charlie Puth knowing perfect pitch. Like knowing, like he speaks music like it's a language. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. That's amazing. I wish I could do that. I was even thinking about it in the car today. I was like, I wish I could go sit and just teach myself. This is A, and try and teach. I want to know if you can actually learn it or if it's just natural.
Sure, you can learn it, but that's super interesting because Lebs and I are sitting here like complete idiots. We have no clue what you're talking 100%. About, and you're dreaming about something that we didn't even know you could dream about.
I took a test on YouTube to see if I was tone deaf just yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You had to test.
What?
You're not tone deaf. I've told you before. You're not tone deaf. Sometimes you go off key.
Then why can't I
you're
sing?
not tone deaf. You can sing.
Oh,
Okay, but relative to what? It was
you
a good
can
note.
sing as well.
I can't.
You sing very well.
I've told you guys this multiple times. Every single one of our friends can match key. You're not tone deaf. Every single one of our friends.
Okay, but is it hard to be tone deaf?
Yes. Wait, hard to beat? No, there's many tone deaf people. Like tone deaf. Like when they sing, they literally sing the complete different fucking thing. I feel like you've also improved. I'll say that much. Genuinely.
How often are you hearing him sing?
Bro, I swear, and I'm not trying to milk my own boat. My family grew up like this, bro. I hear shit everywhere. So every time I hear someone sing, I can tell if they're off or not. Like it's just how my brain works,
that's so
right?
cool.
Yeah,
So like every single time you guys are singing in the car, I'm like either like, or I'm like, okay. I'm like, well done, bro.
You've never told me well done.
Fair enough. No, but generally, every single one of you can match a song. And if you can do that, then you can sing. You genuinely can. It's the tough part is turning off that sound and then now trying to.
Do that
copy.
Say well done.
No.
I don't think I've ever told you. My friend told
You
me.
know what it was?
Tone deaf.
Yeah, 100%.
You know.
Or he's just measuring it by how much he wants to crash the car now. He's like, I feel less violent when you sing. That's probably better. Please tell us about women's suffrage.
Such a dick. No, okay, so what happens with Pav is she'll sing, but she'll sing flat. So she'll sing the note, and it's so fucking close, but it's literally like, again, like a semitone below. It's not a semitone, but it's literally like a little bit low. Then you get sharp, which means you sing the octave, but it's a little bit high. And you can, it is the slightest fucking, and this is why I'm saying, like, I just think there's some people that can hear that shit. And yeah, I just do. Someone who played the lead, who's also colored in our high school, you know who I'm talking
I'm
about.
aware.
And she was also very flat.
Oh, hectic.
Oh yeah, no, not he. She.
Oh, okay.
She was also very flat.
He's not allowed to say a name in this house.
Oh, this house specifically.
Okay. I just said like that. These walls could talk.
Yo, hey.
The bed used to be right. Yeah.
Okay, stop it. She was also very flat, and
Yeah.
you can hear it. And I remember them trying to correct, and you just need to try and
complain about it being flat before.
okay, fuck. We're moving on. No, we're moving on. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting. So carry on. What do you want to
I
do?
find it so interesting. I love flatness. Let's talk more about how flat she was.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We'll teach you how to sing. Teach you guys. No, I just meant we as a collective. We'll all teach each other.
Thanks, though. Would you ever make a song? Anyways,
Yeah.
great. EDM vocalists, hit them up.
My favorite ones.
Anyways,
What?
where about
Wait, was that someone on Instagram? Was that really someone's vibe check?
what?
EDM vocalists.
No,
Oh.
they don't want to.
Fuck.
What they do. Let's talk about every hun that Dave's lums had and say whether or not we're proud of him for it.
I feel like they've all been crazy.
This is so bad. We can't do this while he's not here. Fuck's sakes, I'm having fun talking about important shit. I don't want to do segments. I like the chat we're having.
I don't want to change. I don't want to be the reason why people say this podcast is boring.
No, they'll be
Like,
like, wow.
bring Dave back. We don't like this guy.
They're going to be like finally intelligent thoughts from the Vaabs boys.
And you're pee badly.
It's intelligent thoughts, eh?
Okay, do you want us to wait for you?
No,
I never wanted to wait for him. While he's gone, would you like to do this segment? It's so sick having you at work with me. Like at my work. Like
Oh,
my
yeah,
place of work.
No, it's great. I'd love to be here.
Oh,
I often think about like when you guys blow up, because you know I was always gonna ride off your fame.
you still are great.
Yeah. So when you guys blow up,
Then
then just know I'm gonna become the fourth guy.
what's even so swag is it looks like you're coming on the come up. Like you've been there since like day one, but now you just hear like it's a nice place you got.
we
Yeah.
got lights, we got a mat. we got
It's a sign. Don't tell them it's carpets. We don't care. Oh yeah, at Vaabs Podcast, we make a plan. If we could add anything to the studio, Greg is very into DIY. If we could add anything to zhuzh up the studio, because for me it feels like good what they can see, but I feel
Yeah.
like we need something.
a better couch.
Yeah.
No man, are you not comfortable?
It's the look.
All right.
Yeah.
What
No, I
does it
feel
give you?
that.
It's
Couches are just so expensive. So if you know like a DIY way,
So
we could
what I
fucking
was
build something.
thinking.
Do it.
I mean, I don't know. This can be on the podcast, whatever. But you know, I have that. I don't know if you guys even like that couch. I don't know. The one that's in my study now.
I like that couch.
Yeah, you guys could use that couch.
We're
Do you-
doing a
was it-
straight swap here, or
I don't know, because I like that couch.
why would you bring it up?
I've just often thought because it kind of fits the grey aesthetic.
That's interesting though. How much was it? Where's that couch from?
Currycraft.
Uh,
Yeah.
Korean
so a lot of
craft.
money.
I didn't buy it, but probably
Yeah.
yeah. Because
Yeah, that's the problem. Like couches are just ridiculously expensive. Like this was obviously just laying around, but
Yeah.
it also like didn't look terrible with the backdrop.
So another thing that I was thinking about is like having a table But then I feel like it's like every other podcast.
Yeah, they all have tables.
Yeah.
I think, and I said it, the second men get around a table,
It's not safe.
it's not
Not
safe.
a safe space.
All the worst podcasts. Think about all the most toxic podcasts in the world.
Yeah.
It's all niggas around a table. Joseph Rogan.
It's actually true.
Fucking fresh and fit. Andrew Tate even had that dungeon, but he was still at a table.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, think of
actually.
funny podcasts like fucking Shits and Gigs and Stiff Socks.
Yeah, it's
No
true.
table.
I feel like tables for serious convos, bro.
Yeah.
This
Tables
is
So
this
the
is
aesthetic
Vaabs.
of this is nice because it's like
Vaabs.
it's chilled. Yeah.
You know, the only table I would allow us to have is, you know, that one that has, it's like that long table that everyone has outside their house, and it has the glass on it is like kind of like, it looks like cracks almost.
Oh,
You know that
yeah,
one table that
yeah.
everybody
Oh,
has?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the most Vaabs table. I have that on plastic chairs. That's the most Vaabs thing I've ever thought
I
of in my
hate
entire
that
life.
it fits the aesthetic, but it's so ugly.
It's so ugly, but it's so Vaabs.
Yeah. Other than that, like it's a dope setup you guys
I
got.
feel like it's getting there as well. Like we're getting some nice souvenirs.
We need to keep going to festivals and stealing. Thank you guys so much for coming to Vaabs Podcast. On behalf of myself, Davey, who's left, and Dylan, Greg, it's been a pleasure having you. An absolute one.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Please make
It was a
sure
lot of
to
fun.
come back.
Hope I didn't make the podcast boring.
You didn't. You talked about all of your secrets and exposed yourself so much. And now the world can judge you.
Just hope
I
I
feel
brought a
great
bit
about
of
that.
brains.
You did. Brains, bronze,
Why'd you say it
and
like
bundas.
that?
Say it like what?
Because our podcast is stupid and straight. Anyways, from Vaabs Podcast, I'm the Captain Lebrasol telling you to always eat your fucking vegetables. And as always, keep vabbing. Woo!
A minor.
David's type. A mine.